is natural for marriages to fail. They can feel like the emotional equivalent of shoveling snow. People start strong and committed, but it takes so much more out of them than they expect. It is natural for people to get fed up with their marriages. It is natural for food to spoil, for a fire to go out, for enthusiasm to wilt. After all, there is no bigger, no riskier, no more intimate decision a human makes than to say, this is the person with whom I'm going to spend the bulk of my breathing time. This is the person with whom I'm going to create more humans. This is the person whose welfare I will now take into consideration in almost any decision I make. This is the person whose fortunes will affect mine, whose jokes and stories I will have to hear as long as I still have hearing, whose shoes will always be in my bedroom closet, whose hair will forever clog my drain. In the era of the startup, of the pop-up and the flash mob, a relationship that's supposed to last a lifetime can seem like an anomaly. It's too permanent. It doesn't lend itself to disruption. It doesn't allow you to #fail fast or upgrade. You'd think we'd have discarded it with all the other no longer useful human inventions like the walking plough and the fax machine and waiting a week for the next episode to arrive on TV. But while it's natural for marriages to disintegrate, it is not inevitable, nor is it desirable. We know how to keep food until we need it, or to tend a fire, or to motivate people. With some careful attention, nature can be surmounted. And marriage, that fusty old institution, is worth fighting for. There is within most of us a deep desire to be in an intimate relationship with another person. Not to just have a playmate, but the full Megillah, a husband or a wife or another warm body who is only ours and who cares for us as for no other, and who has promised to accompany us for the whole journey all the way to the end of the map. Surveys show that getting married is still overwhelmingly the dream of young people, men and women alike. Lovers who move in with each other and like it usually still make it official, even though they don't need to. Marriage is so central to our conception of happiness that huge legal battles are being waged to this day to figure out whether people of the same sex may participate in it. That's because, like a lot of things that go against nature, driving, scuba diving, pink hair, a marriage that lasts can be amazing, life-changing, enriching, thrilling, completely worth it. But nobody scuba dives without help or instructions. Marriage, which has been historically so much more likely to fail than an oxygen tank, is the same. I've been writing about and researching marriage for more than a decade for Time magazine. I've always found the subject fascinating because nearly everybody has a story about the institution that is central to their lives, whether it's their own marriage or their parents or their children's or their best friends or even their lovers. Marriage, by which I mean any exclusive lifetime commitment to one other soul, whether made official by the state or church or just between yourselves, pushes people to the extremes. Humans can become their best selves, capable of great empathy and sacrifice. Or they can transform from nice, regular neighbors into people capable of spectacularly petty and vengeful behavior. Even as I have chronicled it, marriage has changed from an institution everybody expected to enter one day and muddle through into a high-wire act, public, rewarding, quite difficult to pull off, and not actually all that necessary. Being single is easier and more acceptable than ever. There is no imperative to marry. What was a rite of passage has become a lifestyle choice. Less trip to the supermarket, more excursion through a high-end artisanal farmer's market. Marriage has been transformed by pressures from all sides. Financial, the gig economy, the rising level of debt, the vagaries of the housing market, wage stagnation. Technological, advances in medicine, particularly in fertility, online dating, social media. And sociological, the rising economic independence of women, the diminishing stigma associated with being unmarried or a single parent.